3, 2, 1. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Chronic Pain Club. As I said last week, I am your producer, Gaia, the only person in this room who doesn't have chronic pain. Unfortunately for the context of the show, fortunately, what do I say there? Anyways.
Aren't you the only person in your room?
No, they're here.
Okay.
For those who don't see video, by the way, I do have a stuffed, elongated egg in the background, and that is the best way of describing it. But, so, either way, we have a new member of our show now. Episode 5, and we're already introducing a new host because we ran out of personality, apparently. Emily, welcome.
Thanks. That's
What
a
the
terrible
hell?
intro. Ran out of personality.
So we had to introduce a fourth one.
Wow.
I'm a delight.
You definitely are something.
You're all
So,
something.
everyone, welcome. Emily, why don't you actually properly introduce yourself to the show?
Hi. Whoa, I'm stuck on things. Hi, I'm Emily. I have fibromyalgia, so I'm a certified chronic pain haver. And I am a number of other things like bipolar, ADHD, autistic.
Actually,
whole
you've never
host.
told me you're on the autistic spectrum.
Oh,
You told
I
me
am.
ADHD. Okay,
I am.
got it.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Also, because I think this will be great for the show, we have all brought together a special little drink for each of us. Everyone want to hold up their little drink that they have?
I got 2.
I'm drinking milk.
I got green tea, and I've got gin and squirt.
I have a strawberry mocktail.
Nice. I have a non-alcoholic peach spritzer that my therapist recommended to me, actually.
Fair. Also, before anyone asks why am I drinking milk, this is vodka and alcoholic milk available in the region of Ontario, Canada. I highly recommend it. This is strawberry vodka milk.
This is not sponsored by Vodka, but if they want to sponsor us, I will sell my soul to
I
Vodka.
will host vodka ads in return for 1 bottle per episode. That is that's $35 per ad.
That's crazy.
I am Vodka, if you are listening, I am offering to sell my soul to you. Like, okay. I don't even drink that much, but when I say I would die for them.
I don't drink, but I can do it.
I would also sell my soul to vodka. I've never had it because I'm a dirty, filthy American.
For now.
Boo.
Yeah, probably for as long as it's safe to live here. Which is already...
You talk a lot about wanting to live in Canada or Scotland, so I feel like staying in America is not going to happen.
Yeah, I would like to leave, but I also do want to come back. I do love it here. It is my home.
I will state, for technically speaking, we do not represent the political opinions of CHSR or Spotify or other hosts, but we do represent our own, and oh boy. I am legally required to say this in every episode where we talk about politics. So,
Are you legally required or
yeah,
legally?
I have had 3 sips of vodka milk and I'm already not able to speak on podcast. This is great. So, before I embarrass myself further, Emily, you're the newest host for the show, so for your inaugural episode, I think I said that word correctly. Would you like to tell today's story?
No. What are you gonna
Great.
do about it?
Well, that's everything for today, everyone.
Well, thank you for listening, everyone.
Yeah.
5-minute episode, done.
Sure. Would you guys like to hear about the time I proposed to my ex-fiance? Well, actually, the day before I proposed to my ex-fiance.
There is so much lore behind the sentence, proposed to my ex-fiance.
Yeah,
There's so much there.
I know a good chunk of this story already, but just from the good chunk I know, I'm just like, oh boy.
Yeah.
For those of you listening, this will be kind of like the last thing I end up saying this episode, because I need to learn to stop talking over the people with chronic pain. I just keep talking, and Isabella, I'm not giving her the space to talk, despite being the chronic yapper. I heard this story the day it happened. Like, Emily was texting me when she made the decisions that she's making in this episode, and did not request my input, simply wanted to tell me. So I give the floor.
Also, it's getting dangerously close to my bedtime, so chronic yapper aside, no, you're allowed to talk, Gaia. Do not worry.
Okay, I'm not a host though. I'm a producer.
Okay, so, alright. So there are a couple things that I would have, lead up to this. Yes, my ex-fiance is a dude. No, he didn't want to propose because I told him if he did, we were breaking up. So, that's what...
Was not told that.
I wanted to propose. I have always kind of been, I don't want to say the pants in a relationship, but I've always kind of been more dominant, in certain aspects of my relationships. And I had this dream since I was very little about wanting to propose to my fiancé, no matter who it is. And I wanted to propose to him because I wanted to. I thought it would be cool to have the pictures where I proposed. And also, hindsight is 20/20. I didn't trust him to do it right. So that's another thing. For sure. You would have gotten the wrong rings and everything. So, but that's neither here nor there. So, when we first met, I was, first of all, unmedicated. So that's one thing. But second of all, I was really into hiking and camping. We still are. I still am. And he still is too, I'm sure. I don't know. I haven't seen him in...
Probably.
Oh, I haven't seen him in a couple months. And we went to visit my friend who had literally just quit. I had quit from the same place. And she had quit her job and was like, I'm going to live for an entire month in this gorgeous campsite in the World's End National Park. It's still my favorite place to camp of all time. I'll go back eventually, maybe when it doesn't sting, but, and there are these, really gorgeous spots, so I was like, and we stayed with her at one of them, and then, a month later, we were like, let's go camping by ourselves, and we went camping, and we were like, oh, next time we go camping, we should, one, do drugs, and two, oh no! That was... Okay, I'm sorry. I got it wrong. That was actually the first time I did shrooms, was the time that we went camping together. So, that was the first time that I did shrooms, and apparently, can I curse?
You should avoid it, but you can.
Okay.
You're allowed one per episode.
Apparently, the bitch can handle her drugs. So, I did an eighth of shrooms and 2 tabs of acid in 1 6-hour period. And I housed them like a mother trucker, and so my ex, I'm trying to avoid using his name.
Bro,
Give him a
your
fake
ex,
name.
your ex has the most default white boy name that exists.
You're right. If you can find a James that exists, you found him, probably.
Literally, I bet in your city there's 300 of them. You're good.
More
wait,
than 300.
You're Pittsburgh. Never mind. Yeah, there's 3,000 of them.
I'm close to Philly. I'm not anywhere near Pittsburgh.
No, not Pittsburgh. You're right. Yeah, Philly.
Yeah, but still, there's a lot of Jameses, but nonetheless. So, he hadn't done drugs in a while, and so it's been close to, I want to say it was our 2-year anniversary? Pretty close. And, we decided, I was trying to figure out a way to get us to go on vacation together, and I was like, what better way to convince this guy than to tell him that I want to go camping. So I told him I wanted to go camping, I told him to pick out a weekend, and I scheduled the campsite. And I couldn't pick the one that was our campsite, but I picked a good one. We got a good one nonetheless. And I guess he had said last time that he, wanted to try it again, but doing drugs, I mean. And he wasn't, he was, only willing to do it if we went camping, here again, this spot again. So, I didn't realize that he would want to do shrooms on this weekend. And he kept saying things like, oh, let's do, like, oh, we should leave super early Sunday morning or something like that. And I was like, bro, you're gonna ruin my engagement. What are you doing? So, yeah. So he got, from what I understand, the strongest shrooms he could have gotten. Like shrooms on acid. Pardon the joke. But it was crazy. he bought it from some coworker of his, and he was like, oh yeah, these are gonna be like normal shrooms. And it's the day, so we get there on Friday, it's Saturday, and he's like, I want to do shrooms. And I was like, okay. I didn't have any plans today or anything. Totally not planning on going on a hike today and proposing to you. And he was like, alright, it's noon. Let's do shrooms. And I was like...
Wait, it was at noon? I totally forgot it was at noon.
Yeah. It's like 12... usually a trip like that is like 12 hours long. So it's like anywhere between 8 to 12 hours. Yeah, it's a long time. Acid is usually a little longer than shrooms. And I was like, alright, fine. If you're gonna do shrooms, I'm gonna drop acid. So I think we only had one tab. I may have had two. But I think I only did one. Because I wasn't like... I was basically there to trip sit him. And we had also made friends by this point the night before with our neighbors, our camp neighbors. So they're off doing something. We're like, let's drop acid and go on a hike. Or he's doing shrooms, but you know what I mean. Let's take the drugs now. Let's go on a hike. So we start hiking, and on the way up, he starts like actually freaking out. Like, I had remembered, we went on the same hike the time before. I remember being on acid and we were talking about, like, all sorts of things. Our parents, our relationship to our parents, their relationships to each other, you know, that kind of stuff. He starts talking about how he feels like he's just got to work until he dies, and he'll never work hard enough, and he's going off about how he's just never going to be enough for me or for his mom or for his dad or for anyone. It's always going to be working until he dies. Honestly, not making any sense. We get maybe like 20 minutes into this walk, and I'm like, hey, do you want to turn back around? You're freaking out, bud. And he's like, yeah, let's turn back around. And he's talking about how he wants to learn, like, when he's at his most coherent, he's talking about how he wants to learn to cook for me. Never did.
Never did. Bro didn't even learn how to put
Not even
dishes.
a little bit.
Ugh. I mean, he could clean a dish, but
he didn't. He
A
could.
singular
Wow.
dish.
yeah.
He didn't even do it, not let alone well.
Yeah. Fair. So he was talking about, like, all this stuff about, like, how I expected so much from him, and I was like, at one point I was like, hey, like, you know I don't expect this of you. Like, I don't really want, I think, what you're trying to say that I want from you. I want you to be happy. Like, that's what I care the most about. And I was like, I don't care what your mom wants from you either. You shouldn't expect me to expect those things from you because I'm, one, not your mom, and two, I don't want those things. And he's
I love hearing about a relationship where you have to say I'm not your mom, but it's because you want to be less harsh on them, not more.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so funny to me.
I was just like, I just want what's best for you, and you've got to tell me what that is, but, like, I just want you to be happy. And he's, like, not making any sense. He keeps talking about how at one point, he was like, I have to pee. And I was like, okay, go to the bathroom. And he's like, no, there's no bathrooms here. I gotta build the bathrooms. And And I was like,
Oh, this
Babe.
dude was gone.
I was
Oh,
like, babe,
this-
just
okay. I
just
see.
pee on the ground. And he was like, what, you're gonna leave me alone? And I was like, no, I'll go out with you. I'll help. Do you want me to hold your hand? Like, what do you want me to do?
That is not the. I did not expect hands to be the object of choice in that statement.
Well, at one
But anyways.
at one point he was like, what, are you just gonna stand there while I'm here with my in my hands? I was like, oh.
And that's the first censor beep of today's episode. Congrats, everyone.
I was like, ooh, that's so funny. I was trying not to laugh at him. I was like, because it's not making any sense. And then at one point he just started, like, I'm not kidding. He just starts twitching and, like, making weird noises.
This
And I
dude
was
should
like-
not be on shrooms.
Well, we know that now. But I was like, you're freaking me out. Like, I've got to go. Because he's, like, talking about all this stuff about how he feels like I expect so much from him. And I'm literally planning on proposing to him. And I'm like, what if this is the trip? Like, this is what ruins it. Like, he's tripping. Because I know that sometimes you're thinking something while you're high on acid or on shrooms. You're thinking something so much that it literally, like, changes the way you view it for the rest of your life. I'm like, what if this is what does it? Like, he's just gonna see this and have this experience, and he's gonna view me as this person who expects and expects and expects and wants so much from him and takes and takes and takes and never gives back for the rest of his life. Like, what if that's what's happening here? And to be fair, maybe it was.
Maybe it was, genuinely.
Maybe it was.
I was gonna say, with how things ended out,
Yeah.
whoopsie.
Oops. So, anyway, so I was like, the whole time, I'm like, he's gonna hate me tomorrow. He's never gonna love me again. Like, this is over. It's done. And, he's literally, like, rebuilding the world. We get back, he gets in the tent, he starts, like, literally, like, having an ego death of such epic proportions that he, like, literally takes himself down to an atom and rebuilds it, according to him. Like, rebuilds the universe. I was like, okay, so you just became God? And he was
I
like...
love the story of
I'm
people
sorry.
on shrooms. It's always like this.
This man literally blue screened and then, like, rebooted as Windows XP.
Yes, exactly. He downloaded an upgrade or something. Like, he was bro, it was crazy. So meanwhile he's, like, in his head rebuilding his PC. I don't know. And at one point I was like, okay, you're freaking me out. I'm gonna go spend time with some other people because you're freaking me out. And according to him, as soon as I left the tent and went down to hang out by the campfire, I told them, I was like, can you guys believe that I'm high on shrooms and that's what he or I'm high on acid and he's on shrooms right now and that's what he looks like and this is what I look like? And they were like, yeah, that's crazy. Like, you're just housing it. He's, like, literally peeking his head out of the tent, fighting the tent because he thinks we're going to eat him. He told me later that he thought we were going to kill and eat him.
This
I was
is
like,
a great time to
How
say
many
that the Chronic
how many
Pain
shrooms
Club...
did he take?
less than
This
a
is-
normal amount. Go ahead.
This is a great time to say that the Chronic Pain Club does not endorse cannibalism.
We also don't endorse taking narcotics. Legally speaking, we can't endorse that. We don't endorse doing anything in this story.
To be fair, I don't think shrooms are narcotics. But
If it's a narcotic, we don't endorse it. If it's allowed, we technically still don't endorse it because I don't want to be the podcast that endorses shrooms.
it is a Schedule 1. We don't endorse Schedule 1 drugs.
Yeah.
Unless
Ask
the
your
therapist
doctor.
recommends it.
Ask your doctor
Yes.
before taking shrooms or acid.
Which, to be fair, the first time I did it, I was like, okay, probably shouldn't say her name. Okay, my
I'll censor
psychiatrist.
that. Note to Gaia in the future, censor that name.
I did name drop my therapist last episode, so it's okay.
I'll name drop Jenna all day long, but I don't know how feels about me
Again,
about this.
I'll censor that.
Oh, sorry.
And that.
And that.
Ah!
Welcome to the show, Emily.
I can't
Welcome
win.
to the show, Emily. You're gonna make editing this show twice as hard because now I have to do twice as much work into editing your censor beeps.
You did ask you did say that one of the people who curses the most in your friend group could be on a podcast. This sounds like a you problem, not a. This sounds like your fault, not mine.
Okay, so finishing up this story, he was poking his head out of the tent thinking that you all were gonna eat him.
Yes. And then
As you
finally, like, at one point, he was, like, freaking out, and I went up to check on him. And we had, like, he was not making sense, but he didn't want me to leave. He was, like, laying on top of me with such pressure. Like, I feel like he was, like, pushing me. Like, he wasn't even just laying on top of me, but he was pushing into me with such pressure. And then finally he started to sober up. And then we had a conversation where I was like, hey, like, you were saying all of this stuff, like, how do you feel about me? Like, how do you feel about you? How do you feel about that trip? How do you feel about me? And he was like, it was honestly terrifying. I don't think I'm ever doing this again. Like, I don't know why I thought this was a good idea. I'm glad I did it, but also, like, definitely never doing that again. I really thought you were gonna eat me. I thought you were gonna kill and eat me. And like, I don't, and I was like, well, I know for certain that I've seen you at your worst and I still love you. and then the next day, and I told him, I was like, I really thought you were gonna break up with me too. Like, I really did. And then the next day I proposed, and he said yes, and we're on our way back to our campsite, and he was like, oh, you thought I was gonna break up with you yesterday! And I was like,
Yeah, boy!
yeah, I did! So that's it, that's the story.
That's the story.
And nothing else ever happened in that relationship ever again.
Yeah, nothing.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're still
Literally
together.
Yeah.
failing.
Of course, totally not ex-fiance.
Yeah,
And
I didn't say
in
ex
this
ever.
house, we do not like James.
In this house, James is still there, spiritually.
In this house, that man never existed. So.
In this house, the story ended when he got high.
Yeah.
In this house, Emily did actually eat him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this house, he actually did, like, just disappear himself from existence. Like, he
He failed to rebuild himself from the atomic
Yeah,
bomb.
he brought himself down atomically and then never rebuilt.
So, I'm gonna give an opportunity, Isabella. I know it's super late there. Do you have anything you want to add? You've been, like, posing periodically in the camera this entire episode, and I love it, but you can speak.
Listen, it is rapidly approaching the time where I go to bed. Like, I am not...
Do you have any questions
It is
about drugs, Isabella?
9:30. Please.
This girl sleeps at 10.
It is.
I love it
It
here.
is 9:30, where Isabella is.
Yeah,
I don't know
so
why
I'm in
it
a
took me so
different
long
time
to
zone.
say your name. I feel like I said it in slow motion there.
Your peach britcher isn't even alcoholic. You just kind of talk like that.
This is true. A lot of my friends have said that there really isn't that much of a difference in how I act when I've
Yeah,
had a
because
couple
you're
of
on
drinks,
meds
because I'm
that make
kind
you
of...
immune to alcohol.
Okay, that is true. That is true. I'm on a lot of medication.
I was gonna say when I get drunk, my eyes glaze over, and that's how you can tell. But also, my eyes sometimes just glaze over. I'll
Yeah.
like zone out in the middle of a conversation.
I
I
remember...
kind of just get sleepy, but I also
have
just...
been zoned in. I have just also started my internal bedtime routine. So
I kind of just get sleepy, but apparently... But, like, I also just never sleep well, so I'm always a little bit sleepy, so...
So,
Who
I want to say,
knows?
I remember once I was on call with Emily until 4 a.m., and she got, like, piss drunk during that call. And she, like, hit her hand on the doorframe enough that it started bleeding, and she just forgot that it was bleeding, and just ignored it, right?
Yeah.
And she woke up the next day with, like, a pretty big gash on her hand, right? And just messaged me, and it's like, what happened last night? Did James and I fight? Like, what happened? Did he hit me? Did I hit him? What happened? And I'm just there, like, girl, James wasn't home last night. You hit your hand on the door frame, screamed about it, and then just kind of sat down and started yapping about Baldur's Gate again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I don't
That's
think
what
she...
life is all about.
Like,
You
she
know
got-
what I mean?
I'm not allowed to swear. Okay, now I have to censor myself. She got, like, nearly blackout that night. That was great.
No, I did black
I'm
out.
gonna
That
be
was
the last one that needs to be censored. This is huge for me.
This is huge
I
for you.
love...
This is a big
I
moment.
really do love that Emily joins the show and we immediately have the most number of required censors we've had in
It's
the past
so on
4
brand.
episodes.
It's
It's
I am
incredibly
not
on
sober
brand.
enough. I have drank half a cup of vodka so far. I'm like 100 milliliters
Once
of my
again,
vodka.
if
I
vodka
literally
wants
can't-
to sponsor us,
I
I'm
cannot
such a bad
claim that I'm not
influence, too.
sober. I cannot claim that I'm not sober, but I'm still gonna blame it on not being sober.
I'm such a bad influence too, because you were like, should I get an alcoholic beverage? And I was like, yeah, go get the vodka.
Yeah, get the drink, drink.
Booze, 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 booze.
You would think
booze,
that I'm
booze.
like a better influence. I'm
I
sorry. I should
very firmly
take, I
believe
should
Isabella-
take
No
more-
I firmly believe Isabel is the worst influence in this call.
no one on this podcast is a good influence. I think the moral of this podcast as a whole is don't do anything that we do.
Don't
yeah.
drop acid and shrooms on a hiking trip and then think your girlfriend's gonna eat you the day before they propose.
Yeah.
I think that's a
Don't
good
do that.
takeaway lesson, you know? Shoutouts to
Yeah.
shrooms.
That's solid.
Also,
Shout
if
out-
you're
shout
trip
out
sitting
to
somebody,
cannibalism too.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to cannibalism.
Yeah.
If you're trip sitting someone, stay sober. And honestly, if you're gonna propose to somebody, don't let them do shrooms the day before. Just
Yeah,
say,
don't-
hey, no. Maybe
Don't
another
drop hard
time.
drugs. Don't drop
Just say
platforms.
no.
Just say
Yeah.
no.
Just say no.
Just say no.
And also,
Actually,
Shout out to
the
Just
DARE
Say No.
program. The DARE program also sponsor us.
yeah.
Shoutouts to Dare.
Shout
We
out
do
to
not
Dare.
sponsor Dare. We
Shout
don't
out
say
to
the
Dare.
ice word, but we do sponsor Dare.
The ice word.
I meant to say I word, but I screwed it up.
I word. Okay. I was like, what does that mean?
We're not allowed to say the solid state form of water because we don't support them.
Because
Oh.
for those of you that missed
Give
our
it the
last
photo-
episode, I
Private.
said the name for the solid state of water once, and Isabella shamed me for it.
Yep.
Right, well, we
You're
don't
welcome.
support them, so.
We don't support them. All right, so we're coming to the end of the episode. As always, for those of you listening, at some point, either before or after this episode on radio, you get the chance to listen to my other show, Secret World Podcast. Emily is a voice actor in episode 4 of that, which should have just aired. She also will probably be voice acting episodes 5 and 6, which is also going to air around this episode, so go take a listen to that. If you're online, on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and the show, go check out Secret World Society as well. All 3 of these people will be voice acting at some point in there, and I will shamelessly plug myself all the time. Go check out our other episodes. Again, on radio, we air every week at this time slot. And if you are online, go check us out at Chronic Pain Podcast. Thank you all so much for coming on today to talk about Emily proposing to her now ex-fiance. Well, hi.
No, she wasn't high while proposing.
Hi the day before. She had to cancel the proposal because they got high.
Yes.
Or had to postpone it.
In conclusion, Vodka, please sponsor us.
In
And
conclusion,
be
shout outs
safe
to
and
Vodka.
be smart.
Be safe, be smart, don't do drugs, kids. Have a great one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.